Yeah, and even that was a good probably I would say also that was a good segue to even go in a little bit more into martial arts, your martial arts. Obviously personal training, we'll go back because
Yeah.
I want to touch on certain things.
Yeah.
But for now, yeah, I think it would be a good segue to, to speak about your experience in martial arts. And
Yeah.
to be fair, obviously living in North London, because with me, like what a lot of people say they like about me, just that I'm very, very honest and I speak about my life
That's
exactly how it
good.
is. And as a person who lived in North London, obviously there's a lot. Obviously, the area's calmed down now, but before there used to be a lot of stuff going on,
Yeah.
this and that, and the good and the bad. Like this is my home, and I never really thought. I'll be honest, I never really thought because me martial arts and things like that. I used to watch it on TV. Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
Jackie Chan. You know the man them. You know the Chinese man
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like I used to we used to watch it on TV, martial arts and things like that, and I never really got to meet like face to face exactly like I'm having the privilege now to meet
Okay.
you. Like you're the first person, to be fair with you. Again, obviously the other people out there, but
Mm.
in terms of for me for the first time, you're the first person that I've met face to face, that first black person who does martial arts, and that's why even I'm so excited to speak about different
Okay.
aspects about martial arts. And yeah, like how long have you been doing martial arts, and what got you into martial arts as a black brother? Again,
Mm.
we humans at the end of the day we do things, but like yeah, where I come from, I don't see many people, many black people who do martial arts. So it's like yeah, like
Let's put it this way.
how's the journey been like?
It's been good. It's
Yeah,
been you have like your sort of ups and downs,
mm.
which I know in my age I think as learning curves,
Learning curves exactly.
and I believe I've developed over the years. So
Yeah.
I started as a kid with my cousins. So I have older cousins who are 15 years,
Okay.
14, 15 years older than me. That kind of thing. I call them ancients.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Yeah.
But that's why I
Agents.
say yeah, because to me, when I was young, I was like the baby cousin.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had three cousins, and two of them, and one of their good friends used to do Shotokan karate.
Okay.
This is when I grew up in Nigeria, when I was younger. And basically, I just watched them all the time. I
Yeah.
just copy what they would do.
Yeah.
When they're training, I would get the nunchuckers and
Yeah.
play with my friends. Want to play with it, hit myself.
Yeah.
Learn
So you
this.
was curious from day.
Yeah, so I
From
used
the
to like
get
it.
go.
And my cousin, he's a musician, and he used to train
Okay.
before. So he was getting a band together. So when getting a band together, before the band turns up for rehearsal,
Yeah.
he will exercise and
Oh,
train.
dedicated. I rate that. I
Yeah,
rate
yeah.
people that fit in
And
certain things.
so today he does it. He's not young anymore, and I always crack. I laugh.
Yeah.
I want he's going to hurt himself,
Yeah.
He did a cartwheel one day. I was like, this guy.
Yeah.
Tell me next day your back is bad.
Yeah.
You wonder why you're not stopping.
Yeah.
So
Big up to your cousin, man. Love each and every time, man.
I'm because they're a good guy.
Yeah.
So with those guys, him, his good friend, and his younger sister,
Yeah.
I used to watch them. So I would have been
Yeah.
about 7 years old, 8 years old
Okay.
at the time. Then one of them, I got a judo book, which I used to read. And it was a judo book. This is, look now, I wasn't even in secondary school. I was about 10 at the time. And I used to read that. And I used to practice on my own because I was the smallest guy there. And them are big, they're like 20 years old, I'm 7, 8, 2021. So I can't do anything. That's what they always do that, try and kick the wall, the door, the top of the frame of the door.
Jesus
Do
Christ.
little things like that, so because they'll miss, obviously.
The kind of your family sounded like the kind of men that I would just kick your head off in no time.
They
if you-
could have, put
Yeah.
it this way, we're all like chilled.
Yeah.
We won't really, because, let's put it this way, none of us want to fight, and none of us will fight. And we're not the kind of guys that will always back away. We'll even say sorry.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that we can't beat you or we can't fight you.
Yeah, those are the best
So,
ones. Yeah. Silent.
people-
I call them silent assassins.
Yeah, someone.
Those are the people you don't want to mess around with. To be fair.
It's what I say is, some people think that you can push over somebody.
Yeah.
No, I've let it go because it's not worth it. It's not anything worth it. And same that I've done that from when I was younger.
Yeah.
There's no point. So people will be they'll be upset, but you just leave it alone.
Yeah.
And for me, it's also part of martial arts. You learn that along the way that if you have a problem with me, it's not so much now. I can't say it when I was competing. I say you meet me at a tournament.
Yeah.
We'll fight there.
At the time, yeah.
If you're a man, you meet me there under some rules. If you beat me, you beat me. I say things to people like,
That's the best way.
if you have a problem with me, I'll tell them. This is when I was a bit cocky. I'll say, I'll meet you in the finals if you make it that far. If you meet
Yeah.
me before, you're not making the final. That's
Yeah.
where my mindset was.
I love that though.
But I was in the tournament.
Yeah.
Out of the tournament, it's not a big thing.
Yeah.
And for me, that's how I used to be, and that's how I was back in the family. Chilled, we won't fight you per se, because at the end of the day, you don't know what tomorrow brings. That person's upset with you. He doesn't know who you are, or she doesn't know who you are, and I don't know who they are. Also, most of the time, you're not really too sure, unless someone you actually physically know.
Yeah.
2 years down the line, you might be interviewing that person for a job.
Yeah.
And they might be different, or I might be there for an interview for a job with them.
It's true.
And they remember
It's a
that
small
guy,
world.
yeah, they'll be like, oh, that guy didn't, that day I was drunk, and that guy just left me alone. You know, I had it in university, when I was in Mississippi University.
Yeah.
I was doing philosophy. Very funny story, there's a guy, he, big dude, and in philosophy they will say something to you like, this chair, is it really a chair? So discuss the chair.
Yeah.
So you often have to come to the definition of what a chair is, initially.
You have to break it down in different ways.
They will say like, I might call this a couch. You might call it a chair. But then we'll come to, okay, you call it a couch. Why do you call it a couch? Why do you call it a chair? Why is this? It's just a name.
I love things like that, by the way.
Yeah. And they now say, okay, so what's the function of this? And why do you call it a couch? So now, they now come to an agreement on something. And what happened in the class is, a girl said, she said, I still remember, she was like, but is the chair really there? So I burst out laughing. Like, what do you mean, is it really there? What I did? I didn't know there was some dude, he was a boyfriend. He asked me why I was laughing. I said, yeah, because she's asking if the chair is there. I mean, what nonsense is this?
Yeah.
If it's not there, there's a problem with all of us.
Is it like an invisible chair?
Yeah.
Is it only me who can see this chair?
This is it. And he now said to me, basically, he said he would beat me.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I started laughing again.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know why I'm laughing. I was like, well, you dyed your hair blonde or something. I said, if I tell my dad some blonde dude beat me that's dyed his hair like this, I can't go home.
Yeah.
This was and I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was literally playing, I was just enjoying myself. I mean, this guy's an idiot, man.
Yeah.
I was just laughing away, and I was just cracking jokes.
Yeah.
About a month or so later, he came to a class where there's a guy that was teaching. I came to visit the class to do something, but the guy asked me to teach the beginners.
Oh my God.
At this point, this same dude had his normal, I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
And also like a wrist, you grab the wrist and you twist and whatever.
Yeah.
So I was showing them, and he was like, you don't remember me, but I remembered his voice.
Yeah, okay.
So I looked at him, and I forget his name. I didn't even know his name back then when I think about it.
Yeah.
And then when I got to uni back then, when the sixth form colleges now, I used to be Middlesex University in White Hart Lane. Let's be university. So when I got to a while later, everyone was like, oh, that guy does martial arts, you know, that this guy's told everybody. I said, oh, no wonder why he walks around by himself. I'm like, no, I don't have any friends. I just come there, I go to work.
Yeah, and
come
then
back.
you just go there, you just do your thing, and you just keep it moving.
And you don't, university don't really have to, it's not like you have to be there. You go for your class, you go for the lecture, and you can go back to work.
Yeah,
that's what I used to do. So listen.
This guy, he must have been surprised and said, imagine if I got my ass kicked, man.
I think that's what I said, but
the
thing is,
God.
I don't know if I would, in reality, I don't know if I would have beaten him, but I just found it funny that this guy was supporting this girl. I didn't know if there was a chair in the room.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I was saying, there's so my journey.
Your journey in
from
martial arts,
there, my cousins and everything. Then I used to just basically train. Then I came to England in 1996, and I met a guy called Michael Farquharson, who lives around, I think, of course, maybe still in the Tottenham area.
Yeah.
I started doing a Mantis Kung Fu, Northern Mantis Kung Fu, called Koja Shantong. And I trained, that was my foundation proper art of all the arts that I did. So that was the main one. And then
interesting.
When I became an instructor, I said I wanted to learn more stuff. I didn't want the Chinese martial arts anymore.
Yeah. I
said, no, I still train in it, even though I still do a few things. But this way you develop and you see, you go to other classes. Yeah. And then I met the wrestling, it's called Sui Jiao, which is Chinese wrestling. And this was just something that I just liked. I liked it, and today I still do it. Yeah. Along the way, I've done other things. I've done Thai boxing for a bit. Only thing I haven't done is really BJJ. I've trained with people that do and learned a few locks, and we've had fun art training. Yeah. But I've not done it as an art at all. So that's it. I was in judo classes for on and off for 10 years. Yeah. In and out, never graded, but I was in judo classes. Yeah. But I stopped to Sui Jiao. Another form of martial art I did called Chen Chen Pai, which is just basically forms. Yeah. So all the traditional forms in Kung Fu people do. It's good to do because you learn the forms. If you have an interest in that, it's good and it keeps you fit as well.
I could imagine.
Yeah, because all the stance work, everything, the punching, it does feel an element of fitness to it, which is good. And then from there, after doing Sui Jiao for many years, I bumped into my teacher who does capoeira. Okay. And then I was 24.
And is that another form of martial arts?
Yeah, it's a form of martial arts. So I do capoeira as well. So today I predominantly do capoeira and Sway Jiao. So the wrestling and capoeira. You find this, that's what I do for my Instagram page, and that's what I do on there all the time.
And are these like different, like we just said, different styles of martial arts, and
Different styles,
you can choose to either entwine certain aspects of them together or do them separately?
What I say is, ultimately, at the end of the day, there's only so many ways you can move as a human being.
True.
So, like I used to do mantis kung fu, I'll never move like an actual mantis. That's some people will say they will, but for me, I'm like I don't. You know, you learn to. At the end of when you're fighting somebody, why I say people should go and compete is, this is people. You decide for yourself what you want, but so if you don't compete or you don't test yourself physically against someone you don't know, or that just in a competition, things like that. If you do this with your class, it's good.
Yeah.
Or people, you know, but go and compete. Someone that go for national title, and you start to learn about yourself more. So for me, when I started fighting with different people, like competing, and at the end of the day, like you mentioned, you hold your hands like this, you do all of these with the forms.
Yeah.
You know, they'll show distract the eyes. And no tournament can I strike to the eye. So it didn't help me in any tournament.
That's how that's how I'm literally thinking. That tournament must have not helped.
You can't be like, so it's your fist, you strike, you get close, you throw, on the floor you submit. It depends on the rules of the tournament. So you start to learn, actually, maybe something like Thai boxing, straight to the point, or kickboxing, or even just boxing.
Big up my guy. Sorry to even cut you, Michael. As soon as you said kickboxing, man, like, one of my favorite movies until I die, man. You know, like that Van Damme movie,
Kickboxer.
Yeah. Oh my God! Even me, I'm one of my brother. You know, big up my brother Ahmed. It's like till this day, you know, like back in the days, what I used to like about certain movies is like they used to have certain scenes that used to have iconic little things, little lines they used to say, or little things they used to do. Even the music and like kickbox. Oh my God! I'm even getting different scenes of the movie just flashing in my head. And kickboxing, man. I remember you get trained, and it was a beautiful way. And I think you used to teach you as well, like what I took from that movie as well. Because over the years, me watching it over and over again, it's crazy because you realize little things that you never realized before. The older you get and you go back on certain movies, like discipline. Like I said, like one of the things, like because Van Damme, even like you said, like. There's some people that used to want to fight him, and sometimes he used to walk away, and he used to like take care of. He would train, he would stay disciplined, and he used to take care of business once he gets in the ring.
Yes.
So big up Kickboxing, the movie, man. Absolutely love it, man.
That's what I say. I said, ring, that's why I take care of business.
Yeah.
And it's a different. I mean, I met guys. Over the years who are thugs. Yeah. They go to a tournament, they get beaten by someone that they'll rob on the streets. Literally, and that takes their heads to a different place.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah, because that's realize this little boy is beating me. And they wonder, this is a guy that if you're in class, I'll be bullying him. But
it's reality. It's real. These things actually, these things actually happen.
He's have to think twice about it. Wait a second, this is not how I should go. So that person who might have been on the wrong track starts even training harder to come and beat this guy.
Yeah, literally.
So their life changes because some people doesn't always work out. It's not like the movies that it all works out fine. Yeah. Some people keep on what they're doing or they're bouncing and out. And some people are like, you know what, that little guy out of...
He kicked my ass. I need to go back and train actually.
These days I was filming, at least in my days, I don't move. There's no camera phone. There's no camera phone. It's near the end. People start filming now and again. Have a big camcorder back then. Cassette. But now everyone's filming. It will be on TV, on social media straight away. The whole family will see. I mean, the guys back in where you're from will say, "What happened, man? We saw you walk around here like you're the man. This little boy.
I just want to beat you."
From there, you just have to be humble, just walk around with your head down.
But that's another thing I like about sports and having to take the fight into the ring because, like you said, like when you're on road or on the street, people can even cheat. Like even that's why even a lot of cowards these days use knives and things like that. That's what I love about a lot of combat sports. A lot of sports that involves discipline. That you have to respect the other guy, the other guy opposite you, because no matter what, you take it fairly into the ring, and you proper get to really get to fight and basically the right way. Because like I said, when you're on road or all of these places, somebody can easily cheat or pick up something.
Yeah, it's a different scenario altogether. So it's one of those. Like I said, is the guy in the ring that you're beating. That same guy on the street, you rob him. You know, because you might have a knife on you, you might have a gun on you, you might have your friends with you, or even just like a lot of people like to act tough, but some people can get robbed, and the person will have a weapon on them that robs them. They can just stop them on the street and they once you have in your pockets,
It's true.
and they're just in shock because it's the first time it's happened. After the first time, it might be different.
They might be different.
Even the way they walk, you won't stop them. But it takes it's after a few times. But the first time, you can walk in somewhere.
It's true.
Somebody will stop you, and next you don't even know. You'll be surprised that this guy's put his hand in my pockets, and then before you react, they've gone. Then you're shocked.
Yeah, and I think these things, because this world is messed up. Never messed up. This world, a lot of stuff happens. The ugly and the good, and these things, exactly even what you said, they happen. These things happen every day. Certain times, even you hear it, especially from even some of these areas that we grow up in. Like you have a good guy, and something will happen to. He'll be minding his own business. Something will happen to him, and he'll never be he's never been the same again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And even talking about mental, like into, bringing mental health into obviously what you do. Because again, like I said, like you're a proper chilled guy. Your aura is you're proper calm. And I'm thinking like martial arts, personal training, your fitness journey, has that really, really helped like your mental health and you in terms of like, staying sane in a lot of different ways? Like, would you say so?
It has to some extent.
Yeah.
Because for me, like I said, I just keep things simple.
Yeah.
I don't. So for example, say I can't tie my shoelace. Yeah. I tie shoelace all the time, but say this time I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I just won't tie it. I'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if it happens again, obviously it's an issue, by the way. Yeah. But the little things you just don't have to. Like some people, things don't go right and they go crazy over it.
Yes.
And life is more simple, in my opinion.
Yes.
Life is just more simple than some people make it very complicated over little things.
I agree.
And something like maybe not having a job. Some people want to reach for the stars. It's not a case of don't reach for the stars or don't get a job. Obviously, you do these things.
Yes.
Have a vision, but sometimes it's not about reaching for the stars. Sometimes it's about you just being good at what you do or progressing. So some people get upset. Like, for example, someone will get upset. I only got 10 views and my friend Jack got 1,000 views within one day. And I can get to people mentally of views. Of course, you want the views, but you got 10 views. Don't ignore those 10 views. Exactly. You got 10. If you get 20 views, you see it starts to grow. Don't ignore them because you never know. Those 10 will go to 20, 30, 40.
Exactly.
And even if it goes to 1,000, look at the shops all around. You have look at the car companies. Look at Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola normally sells more than everybody than Pepsi. Then everyone's coming. Have they stopped selling? No. True. They still sell to their customers. Exactly. Look at all the artists. They're big artists. You got people like Beyonce. Yeah. You got still like Alicia Keys big, but not as big as Beyonce. But did you say, Beyonce got more than me? What's the point? So it's the same thing.
Yeah, they just look for their own fan base and they just focus on them.
And then it affects people mentally rather than thinking. I think what happens, a lot of people, we look at the negative easier. It's like a baby. I'm not saying that you teach the baby, just swear once, the baby knows a swear word. In class, do many good things, talk once, the teacher's like, what's wrong with you? Keep quiet. So the negative things are there. So remember, so when something doesn't go exactly as we want, I think people see that. So I think with me, martial arts, I think the first I just used to train. Even when I used to work, I used to work in car for in the head office back in the days.
Okay.
And even then, I wasn't too bothered about stopping work. I did my job. I did very well. I was really good. I was shooting for the stars. Yeah. But I was very chilled. Like when people say 9 to 6, people be stressed about something they can't do. And I'll tell them, look, if you can't do your work within the hour, let's say you're 9 to 6, every day you have to stay an extra hour. It's very simple. You're either bad at your job, as you can't finish in that time.
I was going to say that.
That's one.
Yeah.
2, there's too much work. It's one of the two. It's either something you're not good at if they're giving too much work. Yeah. So the way I am, make a decision. You speak to your boss, or you sort this out. If it's as long as it's not you, that's the problem, by the way.
Yeah.
So if it's too much work, you then have a decision to make of: do you leave that job, you go somewhere else, and you can do it. But people instead will stay in the job. Say it's not them that's the problem. They'll stay in the job. They'll be upset. They'll complain. They'll moan or whatever. And it's not a bad thing. It's life, and it's to deal with that challenge. Yes. I guess after a while, some people pass, some people don't pass, some people stay in the same spot. It's what happens in every field. So these are the things that affect you mentally suddenly. Whereas with me, I was more like, well, I've got training at 7 o'clock. So when I leave here, I'm going to class. After class, I see my friends. I go home. We go for Chinese meal, a West Indian meal. We go to a restaurant. Afterwards, all chat and go home.
Yeah.
So people always knew I did martial arts. All the time I was there, they knew, and they will ask me like if something broke down in the company. Everyone will be like, when it got to my level, everyone's going crazy. Like, the phones are not being sold, or the credit checking system has gone down. I'm like, well, it's not my fault, is it? I was just doing something, but I'm fine. I said, well, I know it's a problem. I'm like, yeah, we'll be back up and running soon. Don't worry. Somebody's going to fix it because there's someone there that does it.
Exactly. There's somebody there, and their speciality is to deal with that issue.
This is, and if it can't be done, I'm sure we have a meeting and we'll sort it out. But not everyone needs a phone today. They'll come back tomorrow. This is back in
That even reminds me with like my workplace where I work now. Like obviously, it's a wedding venue, one of the most popular wedding venues, in London, as they say. And one of the things, sometimes things would happen, and they'll come to me, Shafiq, and stuff like that. They know me for always saying, "Who died?" or "Is anyone injured?" And as long as nobody died and nobody's injured, let's calm down. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's literally my mentality as well. Literally, I say when something gets smashed or did this and that, and they're looking for me or somebody else, and I'm like, okay, cool. They're always coming out like proper rushing. Obviously, things are going on. I get it, but it's like, let's chill, let's relax.
Relax.
We can sort things out once, because I feel like the best way to do certain things anyway when you're chilled, rather than when you're all over the place and you cannot rush on that. You cannot rush on it properly. You cannot think straight.
On the trains,
it
says 1 minute to go, but you have to catch that tube.
Yeah.
I understand you have to get there, but 1 minute. And you see people, how many people have accidents trying to get on because they're not thinking it's running.
True.
Meanwhile, if they say, the doors are closing, as long as if that's the last train, I understand you trying to get that last train.
Yeah.
But it's 9 a.m. in the morning or it's 7 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I still understand when to catch it, but you missed it. Wake up earlier, get there, or you did, because people don't really change. Every day they get, I've just seen one coming to work late. I see people rushing in.
Yeah.
Those in the call center part will be logging in at 9 on the dot, 9:05, arguing with their managers. They were there rushing in.
Yeah.
I used to watch them, and meanwhile I'll be there an hour beforehand.
Yeah.
Because I'll go and have breakfast.
Yeah.
I'll go there to work. I'll get there in time to have breakfast.
Yeah.
Chilled. I'll go and chat to my friends in the place. Have a chat. People are there. They go to my desk. I'm already chilled.
Yeah.
Whereas people come rushing in. You can't do work like that.
because they, like you said, because they didn't wake up a little bit earlier to give them that little extra time, for them to not be late and rushing. I hate, one of the things I hate, and I don't really like using this word that much, but I hate when it comes to rushing, because I always say rushing is crushing, and I always find I forget something.
Yes.
When you're rushing, oh my God, man. It's one of those ones.